Want to make a Tier 6 Heroic World Boss team. Let's talk about this. How's it going, video friends? Today I'm making a video on the new World Boss addition to the game. I wanted to talk about a couple key points that I've noticed after playing a few of these matches. I'm sure you've noticed a few pros and cons yourself, and I wanted to make a video to where everyone can chime in the comments. Let us know the pros, the cons, what you would change, how can we make it better. I've talked with the devs multiple times. They do read the comments. They do hear your thoughts when you voice them below. So check out the video. Let me know what you think. Tell me your thoughts below, and how can we make the World Boss event even better in Bit Heroes. Stay tuned. Quickly before I do begin the video, as you can see here, it is possible to kill the boss. I'm not saying that it's impossible or a complete waste of time. I'm just saying that there are some things to improve on, and one of those being bothering my friends to do this event. If any of you out there have higher level friends that play the game, you know how it can be to log on and lose that friend. Now, let's say the friend is 50 levels higher than you, right? And you go in there and you say, do you want to play this with me? Do you want to play this with me? Day after day until they just ultimately unfriend you. And then you don't have that higher level player on your team. So I know some are going to say, oh, you can invite friends, oh, you can invite guildies. But stay tuned through the whole video. I bring up some good points about how all four of those people have to be on the same time as you, want to be playing this at the same time as you, and a few other things. So just keep those things in mind, and also keep in mind that it seems like the more you kind of poke at your high level friends, the more chance you have of them removing you as a friend. And then you have to start the process of finding a high level friend again, right? So just a couple of thoughts. Do throw your thoughts out there in the comment sections below, but stay tuned, guys. Alright, video friends, before I discuss the matters of this video, I'm going to show you just real quick, if I do a Raid 3 Heroic on full auto, just how long that takes. So we're starting the timer now. I will be fast forwarding through the entire dungeon, but the timer will never stop until the very end. We're going to take a look at how long current content takes versus the new introduced World Boss battle. Now, the addition to this battle is amazing. It's been in the works for months. I've seen forums and players asking about it for a really long time, and it's a really cool addition, don't get me wrong, but I believe that there are a few things to be improved on. And the very first thing we're going to talk about is just how long you have to be waiting just to even play the content. And then once you're in there, based on the standards of the leader of your group, you may randomly have higher or lower TS needed to actually beat the boss. And then secondly, once you get into the battle, if any of the players that clicked ready are now semi-AFK in another web browser, or they chose to get up and walk away from the computer, you have no control over that. Now, for those of you that have played games like StarCraft 2 or World of Warcraft, you might understand, if you can remember back on the queuing for heroics or queuing for raids in Warcraft, how waiting can really get pretty serious sometimes, and it's just not fun. As of this time, everything in Bit Heroes has been awesome. I've had zero complaints. The few minor things that have come up here and there, the devs fix straight away and are right on top of it, and I'm sure they will be on this one as well. It's just unfortunate that it almost feels like the world boss was semi-rushed to get out there just to please the player, and I'm hoping that that's not a trend we're going to see a lot in the future, because so far up to this point I've been really happy with everything. There are forums here and there that complain about very minor things, and oftentimes people just want everything to be far too easy for no reason. But we're going to point out a few things on the world boss here, and let me know below what you think we can do to fix it. I'm not here to harp on the problem or bash them or anything like that. I want to make the game better because I play this every day, and I'm sure most of you do as well. So give me some very detailed step-by-steps, break it down, make it simple, what you would do to fix it. For example, if I had a couple opinions on it, if you remember, let's say in the game if I click on PvP, right? The second I click on PvP, the PvP, let's say search engine, however that works, immediately knows my total stats and matches me against someone somewhat close to my skill level, right? And it gives me the choice, and it's automatic. I don't have to wait for a computer to think or anything like that. It's just done. But with the world boss, it gives you the option of waiting on strangers, asking friends, asking guildies, and some will, I'm sure, say in the comments below, well, you can ask your friends and guildies, and they're obviously super powerful. So looks like we ended up with 4 minutes 10 seconds here. But one thing I've noticed, and I will show you here now, is that getting requests for world boss every 10 seconds, especially if you're in a raid or something like that, is just annoying. So within the very first day of this being introduced, I now have my world boss request turned off, but unfortunately that doesn't stop all 100 of my friends asking me, hey, do you want to do a world boss all day, every day? So let's look into a couple other things. Let me know below what you guys think. Okay, now let's take a look at the world boss. As we saw recently, the hardest content in the game, Raid 3 on Heroic, took us 4 minutes 10 seconds. Let's go ahead and restart the counter. Let's go to the world boss. And once we find a match here for us, I guess I will change my filters first, because I specifically want the hardest content, right? Because I'm higher level. It never seems like that exists. So I guess I will put it on all. Okay. I'll take the hardest one. Already has 3 members. Once I click join, I'm going to start my waiting counter. And here we go. We are officially waiting. Our leader in this group is Mr. Lid. Special shout out to you. Lid is a level 147 player, 100 levels lower than me. Looks like he's a DPS player with 15% evade, and runes seem to be kind of all over the place as well. Already need 2 tanks. This team won't make it. Just overall, the text always seems semi-negative. Now we have a player that's under 1,000 TS. Notice how our timer just keeps on ticking away here, and we can actively do nothing else in the game. I can't have this on pause while I do a dungeon or a raid, walk around town, visit the shop even. I could, I guess, go to a different browser and wait for this to happen. But notice, I don't think we have a tank just yet, and the possibility of us... I guess this guy might be a tank down here. Yeah, there we go. 1100 health. He does not have redirect, and he's not in position 1. So our leader has failed to put the tank in front. I'm not going to say anything, because every time you talk in this little chat room, it's just a mess. So we'll continue to wait here. Let's see how long it takes. Looks like we got lucky with our tank in position 1 for a few seconds there. Looks like that changed. And one thing I've noticed immediately as soon as people get into the room is if they're super low TS, they'll immediately click ready. However, if they're a little bit higher, like myself, I usually click ready as soon as I'm in there. I don't know why I didn't this time. Got distracted with the video. But point is, these players will get in there, and if they're super low, they'll immediately click ready. However, if they're, say, 1000 plus TS, they will just sit there. Sometimes forever. I've actually queued into this before, and it seemed like the player simply went AFK and just intentionally never clicked ready. So I've actually sat in these for over 10 to 15 minutes and then had to go to a different waiting room for the same boss and just wait. Looks like we're about 3 minutes in now. Keep in mind that Raid 3 on Heroic, a full run, takes just over 4 minutes. Alright, so here comes the boss. I will leave mine on auto, just so it makes the quickest decision. Let's see if we pass here. I think our tank made it into position 1, I'm not real sure. Another problem I've seen whenever it comes to this part of the fight is sometimes the player that clicked ready as soon as they entered into the match will just go AFK. And at that point, I don't know what their character does. So it looks like we killed one minion. Got the front one and the boss to go. We're already down one guy. So because our tank did not have redirect, our DPS is just getting massacred. And I have no control over that. One thing I would like to see is somehow it make it to where you match with people that are similar to your total stats. I believe I'm around 1500 now, and I'm being matched with players that can possibly be under 1000, and I have no control over it. Notice I can't just leave if I am dead. I have to sit here and painfully watch as my team loses. Defeat, let's go ahead and stop the clock. So 5 minutes 36 seconds. This is actually one of the faster ones. I've definitely seen some that last more than 15 minutes to get in here and then lose. So this is one of the better case scenarios. I think I'll do one more recording just to see if I can find you a long one. Probably not, because that's kind of counterproductive and just not fun. But let me know below what you guys think. Right? Because for more time than it takes to clear the hardest content in the game, I match up with strangers who most of the time just don't understand how the raid team should work. Another thing to point out is that when you're in this, you actually can't switch. So in some matches, I have been put in the front as a DPS, and our tank was put like at the back for no reason. And I try to click switch, but it says you can't switch in battle. So that I hope changes as well. And if it does, it still leaves open the room for people to troll. You're always going to have trolling, but I don't know. Let me know below what you guys think. If you're having success with this, let me know how. I know our guild tried to run them for some time, and it is possible, but the problem is there you have to get 5 players, one being a tank, to all be on the same time and all want to be doing specifically world boss for X number of minutes all at the same time. And that's just unreasonable, right? That's just seems impossible. Because when I log on, I want to get my raids done, I want to get my trials done, I want to get everything knocked out quickly. And if I am playing a long time for that day, I have to match up perfectly to other people's schedules, 5 of them, well I guess 4, to make this happen. Let me know below how we fix this, because again, I'm not ranting. It is a great idea, it just needs improvement. And I think if we can mention a few ideas below, maybe take this conversation to the forums, and just go from there. The devs are always listening. They've chimed in and talked to me many times on our videos that we make here. They do read the comments, so if you have ideas, be as detailed as possible, leave them below, and let me know what you think. Thanks, guys.